Hi. I'm not sure if I'm in the right place to share this. My wife cheated on me, and I'm thinking of divorce. My wife, 32 female, and I, 35 male, work as nail technicians at a beauty center. Sometimes she visits her clients' houses for mani-pedis. I've never had a complaint about this. 3 weeks ago, I stopped by the beauty center to pick her up from work. She was, supposedly, at a client's house. I decided to wait for her. About an hour later, she got back to the beauty center. She seemed upset to me. She was holding some shopping bags from some high-end stores. She looked more like she was out shopping than was at a client's house. At this point, my BS meter was put on high alert, but I didn't say anything. I drove her back to our place and asked her about the bags. She looked like a deer caught in headlights. She said she didn't understand what I was talking about. Then she broke down and admitted that she was with a client's husband. She insisted there was nothing physical going on, as if that made it all right. She said she was just hanging out with him because he was affluent and could take her to places I never could. I told her she was an effing hoe, and I don't believe her for 1 second that nothing physical happened. She started shouting at me how I never provided her well. I admit we aren't by any stretch of the imagination rich, but we are comfortable, and I've always put her needs above mine. But obviously, I cannot afford to buy her designer items every month. None of this is a reason to cheat. I might not be the best husband, but I'm a hard-working person. I worked hard for our relationship. I told her I was going to divorce her. That made her go nuts. She almost pounced on me to physically attack me. At that moment, I realized I married the wrong woman. I wasn't sad. I didn't feel anything at all. I've since contacted a divorce attorney to get the ball rolling. We're still living in the same house, but I've been ignoring her the best I can. For the past few days, she's been asking for a chance to talk. She's also tried to be affectionate, which I've brushed aside. The last thing I want from her is intimacy. I have a feeling she's starting to see how things will be after the divorce when there's nobody there to take care of her bills. Also, I heard her talking on the phone with him, or some other sap she's trying to woo. She's in full sugar baby mode. It's disgusting. Any thoughts? Update. I just want to say thank you for all the support my post received. I was pretty much still reeling when I made my first post. I've since pulled myself together. I gave her the divorce papers last week, and I'm moving on. She is a total mess. She broke down completely 2 days ago and admitted that she didn't want to lose the security I provided her. The man she's seeing is also married, so it's not like she can jump in his arms after the divorce. She previously said, I need to own up to my role in having this affair. Crazy stuff. Her family knows what happened. She didn't want him to know, but I had no such qualms, so I let them know. Her father is extremely angry at her. Even her family thinks I'm right to divorce her. So many years of my life wasted. In a way, I'm relieved we never had children. I can't wait to be untied from her and be a free man. Story 2. My messy divorce has finally been finalized. My soon-to-be ex is finally an ex. I, 37 male, thought I'd share the story of my messy divorce with my ex-wife, 36 female. We were married for 13 years, separated one of those years. We have 3 kids, 10 male, 8 male, 4 female. I was the one to file for a divorce because I just wasn't happy because of a mixture of a lot of fighting, a dead bedroom for 1.5 years. We were dead bedroom and we fought a lot for months in mid to late 2018. The fights were getting really bad. Most of the fighting was about me spending too much time at work. I own my own architecture and construction company, not spending enough time with the kids. We tried working through and we ended up in marriage counseling. Marriage counseling didn't work. I felt like I was the only one putting in effort. I hired someone to assist me, so I worked less, spent more time at home with the kids. My wife did nothing. Our counselor suggested she didn't go to a sex therapist for her LL. I finally decided to file for divorce and a separation in May of 2019. She was shocked when she got served. She wanted us to try again for the kids. I refused and said she should get a lawyer. I moved out the day she got served. The divorce was supposed to be a simple one. We had a prenup so the assets in my name would stay as mine and no alimony or spousal support payments. We owned a house together and one joint account. I wanted 50-50 custody of our kids. She could have primary custody. I would pay child support. I didn't mind. Until my lawyer said that her lawyer was requesting my bank records from my separate accounts and my business accounts, and a list of other properties in my name. My lawyer said she was challenging the prenup. She claimed that she was forced to sign the prenup. She said that I was financially abusive. I forced her to become SAHM. This wasn't true. She quit her job without telling me. She said the prenup was signed under duress and should be invalidated. She wanted full custody and she refused to let me see my kids. My lawyer said I shouldn't worry about the prenup. Only an incompetent lawyer will have a signed prenup thrown out by a judge. They almost always are enforced. I told him that I heard they're sometimes only good for assets and income made before the marriage. My lawyer said I shouldn't worry. We had a temporary custody agreement made, and I was able to see my kids with a child support amount agreed. And my ex had been bad-mouthing me to them. She told my kids that I left mommy and them and I wasn't coming back. She was telling my kids that I didn't love them. This left me upset, and I told my lawyer I was now filing for full custody, or at least 50-50, with me as the primary. My lawyer said if I wanted full custody, I should request that the family home, the home we own together, be sold with the proceeds split or buy my ex out. If the house is on market, it'll help my custody case because I'll be the one with the stable living arrangement, and if I buy her out, she'll have to find a place fast to live with the kids. My lawyer said my mistake was leaving the family home and the kids. That doesn't look good in the eyes of the judge. As for our prenup, I deposed her and her lawyer tried all they could to have it thrown out, even making claims that I had hid some assets when it was made to deceive my ex. The judge ruled that the divorce would be handled as of the provisions of our prenup. This meant no division of assets and no alimony or spousal support. After the judgment of the prenup, she called me and said she didn't want a divorce, she wanted to reconcile. I said no. Custody of the kids was made into a 50-50 with me as the primary caregiver because my ex left to her mom's house 12 hours away. She missed a court date. The kids missed a lot of school as a result. My ex has since gone back to work. She refused to sign the divorce papers for a long time, but finally did, and it's been finalized. What's left of our joint account was split 50-50. The house has not been sold yet, but when it is, the proceeds will be split 50-50. Edit. She wasn't an actual SAHM. The kids had a nanny. She just decided to quit her job and hang out with friends, but she quickly got a new job. She fucked around and found out? I'm glad you had a prenup. More men getting married should do this, in my opinion. I like how she backtracked once she realized the prenup held, and she'll be getting nothing in the divorce. She was humbled real quick. Make sure you talk to the kids and assure them that they know you won't abandon them. Don't let their mom poison them against you. If she keeps at it, threaten her that you'll file an alienation of affection lawsuit. Good luck. Now for some comments. I am a woman, and honestly, I don't think the sharing was fair. She was a staying-home mother. In some way, she gave up her future to care for the children you have together. But that's not how the judge understood, right? Congratulations, I guess. Sounds like an awful process to have gone through, but you came out the other side with what you wanted, and without being overly vindictive toward her or alienating the kids in the process. Kudos for handling a tough situation maturely, and congratulations on reaching the end, or really, the beginning of your new life. This story reminds me of the saying, the person you marry is not the one you divorce. And what is it with people claiming duress when it comes to prenups they signed? In all honesty, if a prenup is proven to be signed under duress, then the whole marriage must be invalidated because both are contracts. If you claim the prenup was signed in duress, then the whole marriage must be in duress. But it looks like you had a good lawyer because prenups are almost always upheld in court. It's very rare for one to be overturned unless it wasn't done properly. The duress claim hardly ever works. Story 3. Anyone else hurt by how well their spouse has taken the divorce? My 37 male, soon-to-be ex-wife, 35 female, has no care in the world. I think it's partly the fact that she fell out of love 5 years ago, and partly her personality type, emotionally detached, never wanting to look back. That said, not only does she seem neutral about our divorce, she sometimes seems downright excited. I'm still working through a lot of emotions. Thing is, she said she never actually processed, grieved our relationship, even at the time she fell out of love. I know everyone has to process this in their own way, and I truly want her to have the happiness and life she deserves. No bullshit, but I can't help but feel a little discarded by her excitement about the divorce. We share a child, so we'll always be in each other's lives. It hurts a bit to have someone give up on marriage with me only after 2 years. Didn't feel like she even fought or told me she was unhappy. About a year after we decided to divorce, and still living as roomies, she hooked up with a work friend. It was devastating to me, even though I didn't consider it cheating and have no desire to reconcile. When I asked how she would feel if the roles were reversed, she said she wouldn't care at all, and that I could even bring a woman home to sleep with while she was there and it wouldn't bother her. I was pretty shocked because at the start, she was so the jealous type. It made me realize how little she thought of me romantically. I get it, we're not married anymore, but I thought there might be a bit of sadness or grief on her part. Just feels like a huge burden is being lifted from her. I know this is just part of the process, but let me have my pity party today. I know these toxic feelings aren't healthy, but they need to be had so they can pass through me, I suppose. Anyone else here feel what I'm feeling? You two are strangers now. Nothing to each other. So simply stop letting her occupy so much of your thoughts. She sounds detached from the whole thing. Maybe that's how she's handling this. Let her. Different people handle things differently. Focus on yourself instead. Seek therapy if it feels difficult to get your emotions in check.